Can you talk about Sofi Manashian? She get a lot of haters in TikTok. They saying Sofi deserve a big apology for Amelia reject. Sorry, my bad English.
Good morning, unemployed people. So one of you commented in my recent video and asked me to talk about the Sofi Manashian hate that was going on TikTok. To be honest, I didn't know what you were talking about. I didn't know anything about the Sofi Manashian hate, but I politely replied and said I would look into it, and now here we are. So shout out to the Princess Helmi for making this video happen. You guys are the best.
You guys. You are the real heroes.
So, a rumor has begun circulating on TikTok that Sofi rejected Amelia after a secret lesbian confession. And TikTok has already decided it's 100% true.
Bro, what happened?
So Amelia told Sofi that she was lesbian and that she wanted her, Sofi, to be her GF. And because Sofi was straight, she had to reject Amelia, and that ruined their friendship. Now, they aren't friends anymore. Now, that's why I posted this, because I feel bad for Amelia, but it's not Sofi's fault that she's straight, right?
For those who don't know why Sofi and Amelia stopped being friends, is because Amelia turned out to be lesbian, and she confessed to Sofi, and Sofi rejected her, and Amelia got mad, and they stopped talking, so they got distant, and eventually just stopped being friends. I hope this helped.
What's crazy is that it didn't matter that there was no clip, no screenshot, no timestamp, and no actual moment where Amelia supposedly said any of this. People heard the rumor once, liked how dramatic it sounded, and immediately began acting like it was the only explanation possible. There were people saying that Amelia talked about it in one of his live. Others were saying that she posted a video about it, then quickly deleted it. But no one really knows where this rumor really came from. I even honestly doubt that Amelia came out as a lesbian. There is no proof of that either. Can we all just stop being unemployed, please? I know I shouldn't be pointing a finger at you because I'm also unemployed, but at least I don't act like an unemployed person. What's even crazier is that there have been some speculations that Sofi has lost almost 20,000 followers because of this rumor. And if that's true, then it becomes even more ridiculous. Because even in the hypothetical world where the rumor actually happened, Sofi still wouldn't deserve any blame. Rejecting someone is not a crime. It's not disrespectful. It's not cruel. It's literally a normal human boundary. No one is obligated to return someone's feelings, especially when those feelings come from a close friend. If anything, rejecting someone honestly is the mature response. Sofi choosing not to lead Amelia on would never make her the villain. It would make her someone who respected both her own feelings and Amelia's right to know the truth. The internet acts like being straight is something Sofi has to apologize for, when in reality she didn't do anything wrong. Even if a confession happened, Sofi rejecting her is not a betrayal. It's just honesty. And on the other side of this, Amelia wouldn't deserve an apology either. Not because she did anything wrong, but because there's simply nothing to apologize for. Confessing to someone is a choice, and with that choice comes the possibility of rejection. That's life. If Amelia truly confessed, then she took a risk, and Sofi responded honestly. That isn't something Sofi should feel guilty for, and it isn't something that makes Amelia a victim. Friendships can survive confessions, and if this one didn't, it wouldn't automatically be Sofi's fault. Sometimes the dynamic changes. Sometimes it becomes awkward. Sometimes people naturally drift after something like that. But none of those outcomes require an apology. They're just natural consequences of a moment that two people navigate differently. So even in the worst case scenario, no one is guilty, no one is wrong, and the idea that Sofi owes Amelia anything is just another piece of drama the internet created out of thin air. The first and biggest problem is that the rumor has no source. Not a single person has been able to show a clip, a screen recording, or even a blurry audio file of Amelia admitting anything. This should have been the end of the rumor because TikTok saves everything. People screen record lives for fun. They record creators singing, eating, staring at their camera for 2 seconds, or simply breathing too loudly. The idea that Amelia said something as sensitive and dramatic as a romantic confession, yet no one in the world captured even a half second of it, is almost impossible to believe. When people claim she said it on live, but can't show a live, that's not a rumor anymore. That's a campfire story. Even the version saying she posted a video but deleted it immediately doesn't make sense. If a creator posts something even remotely interesting, someone out there will save it. The internet screen saves deleted posts faster than people can blink. Nothing disappears instantly, especially not a confession from a creator with an audience watching her every move. The fact that absolutely no evidence exists, not even a trace is the biggest red flag. But instead of slowing down, the rumor grew even faster because TikTok doesn't need proof to believe something. It only needs repetition. Another major issue is that the entire rumor relies on a timeline that doesn't match the real timeline at all. Sofi and Amelia didn't suddenly stop talking. They slowly drifted apart over months. They weren't posting together as consistently long before any confession rumor surfaced. Their friendship didn't collapse suddenly, it faded. And a fading friendship doesn't line up with the supposed emotional shock of a confession. If this rumor were true, you would expect the timeline to show some kind of sudden tension. Maybe they would stop posting overnight. Maybe Amelia would act awkward or sad. Maybe Sofi would distance herself quickly. But none of that happened. Their separation was slow and subtle. We're going to look at the last time she collaborated with her friends, and if she's worked with any of her spoiled friends more recently. We'll go individually to their channels and check if maybe she actually collaborated with them. It's just that she didn't post it on her own account. We'll make exceptions for this guy Asher and for Elsa Arca because you guys said those two aren't as problematic, unlike Thomas, Amelia, Nevada, and the rest of her other friends. So let's get cracking. Okay, from the very first glance, we can see her most recent video is with her mom, obviously. And that's the thing about Sofi, especially with her parents, specifically her mom, they have this strong bond. That's exactly why I was speculating that her mom might have seen my video about her, because she regulates Sofi's online presence a lot. We can also see another new face, Tech Joyce. And as we start scrolling down a bit more, we see that she mainly does solo videos these days. And there are even more new faces. Looks like she's now collaborating with new, different people. So after scrolling down some more, I noticed that she's mostly been posting solo videos or collaborating with new people. But I kept going further until I finally found the last video she posted with someone from her spoiled friend group, and that someone was none other than Princess Amelia. This video was posted on April 28th. That's the last time she posted with anyone from that friend group. It's been almost 2 months, and despite living in the same city and being so close to each other, they haven't collaborated at all. She hasn't even collaborated with the less problematic ones like Asher and Elsa. Clearly something is going on. So I went over to Princess Amelia's channel and I found out they really haven't been collaborating at all. Amelia has been making videos with almost everyone else from the friend group, especially Elsa. But where's Sofi? The friend group is still together. They even went to a convention recently as a full group of 10 people, but Sofi wasn't there. So what is going on? As I kept scrolling, I found out the last video Amelia posted with Sofi was on May 8th. But here's the thing, that was just a repost. The original video was posted on April the 27th and it was titled, "I Miss You Sofi Moyenez," which means, just like from Sofi's channel, they haven't collaborated in almost 2 months now. Clearly, something's going on here. Did the friendship end or what? On inspecting Princess Amelia's videos a second time, I realized I had missed one. She posted it quite recently on June 11th, and it looked like she was collaborating with Sofi again. But upon further investigation, I found out that Sofi had already posted that same video on February 23rd on her own channel, so Amelia was just reposting it, which means the claim that they might have ended their friendship still stands. I went over to Nevada's channel, same story. Nevada hasn't collaborated with Sofi in a long time, but she has been working with the rest of the spoiled friend group. Then I checked out Thomas Wu's and Elsa's channels, and again, it's the same situation. They haven't worked with Sofi in a very long time. That's not what emotional fallout looks like. That's what normal teenage growing apart looks like. But because the truth wasn't exciting, TikTok invented a more dramatic version. The rumor completely ignores that Sofi had been drifting from almost everyone in that friend circle at the time. She was building a different image, taking on different opportunities, meeting new people, and simply evolving past the group she used to hang out with. This wasn't a Sofi and Amelia issue, it was a broad shift. If Amelia's confession had been the reason for their distance, then the distancing would have been specific and emotional. But because Sofi was pulling away from everyone, the confession doesn't fit as an explanation. TikTok users saw one friendship fade and decided to turn it into a romance tragedy script because it was easier to consume that way. I think people should just agree that we'll never know what happened between Sofi and the group until one of them decides to air it out. Let's just let it go, Mon, and put the fries in the bag before we eat them. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.